I'm gonna get back to that story, Sonny. Just, just you listen to Boomer Great One. He's gonna tell you about how it was back in the olden days, back before fire, back when we walked uphill for everything. In fact, we didn't even have a concept of downhill because there was no downhill. Everything was uphill. We thought that was normal. We didn't even have a word for it because there was no alternative. It was uphill all the time. You just need to reach down and grab yourselves by your bootstraps and pull yourselves up, Sonny. Because when I was your age, I bought a house for $25,000. And I made that money on my paper route and bussing tables at the local cafe. And if I could do it, you can do it too. You just need to reach down and pull yourself up and just buckle up there, buckaroo. God, I hate boomers.
Speaking of boomers, I wanted to read this article by Business Insider, which is not a real website. It's not a real company, but it had a trend that I saw. Let's see if the Wall Street Journal has it. I really wanted to. Nope, this one's behind a paywall too. I will never pay. Just so you guys know, no one's going to pay for your articles anymore. Not if the way you treated them and like failed miserably at journalism the past 50 fucking years. Fuck off and die. All right. It's called The Great Shrinking. That's the buzzword. This is Fortune. Recommended videos. Is this the article? I can't tell with all the ads and the enshittification. Oh, yeah. We always have to have a video. My internet would work if I wasn't running 8 of your different videos that just pop up all the time. No more new hires if AI can do the job. That's what Shopify CEO Toby Lutke told staff in a memo earlier this year, and he's not alone. Over at the consulting giant McKinsey, which also said diversity was our strength. They're the one that came up with their study, which is, I'm accusing you of this, McKinsey, if you'd like to have a conversation about it. Bullshit. It's fabricated bullshit. They went in and selected their data to make it look like diversity improved stock market and company performance. And then some academics said, okay, well, let's try and recreate it. Can you give us your data? And they didn't. So you are liars. But let's listen to what you recommend anyway. Thousands of AI agents have been deployed throughout the company, often picking up tasks previously handled by junior workers. At AI First Duolingo CEO Luis Von Ahn is using AI influency to determine who is hired and promoted at the company. Oh, this is the buzzword, huh? Oh my God. I feel so stupid when I was younger, thinking you people knew what the fuck you were doing at corporate executives level. You guys are just fucking dumb. Low IQ skis. You know how to play a game. That's it. That's all it is. You're not leaders. You just fucking skis. New buzzword today. Across the rest of the Fortune 500, companies are well and truly leaning into their AI efficiency era, and for many, that means more cuts and less hiring. It's perhaps no surprise that some recent data has pointed to AI becoming one of the top drivers of workforce reductions. In the U.S., in the first 7 months of 2025 alone, generative AI adoption was directly linked to over 10,000 job cuts, according to new data from outplacement firm Challenger Gray and Christmas. The firm now ranks AI among the top 5 causes of workforce reductions this year. Layoffs are on the rise. Layoffs are surging in the U.S., with companies announcing more than 806,000 job cuts so far in 2015, the highest figure for that period since 2020, according to Challenger Gray and Christmas. The tech sector has been hit hardest with over 89,000 layoffs in that industry alone. I'm going to say that's more interest rates. Dude, there was this huge bubble where they hired way too many of you during the disease. And I think that's just going back to normal, although interest rates as well. The firm found that more than 27,000 tech job losses since 2023 have been directly attributed to AI-driven redundancy as companies streamline operations and restructure departments. At the same time, companies are becoming more selective about who and where they hire. Entry-level roles are feeling the worst of this impact as the technology is increasingly good at automating junior-level work. Remember that junior-level work. Many firms are seeing easy cost-cutting opportunities at the entry level. A lot of entry-level work when you're fresh out of college is knowledge-intensive jobs where you're collecting data, transcribing data, and putting together basic visualizations and learning the organization from the ground up. We'll read that again. A lot of entry-level work when you're fresh out of college is knowledge-intensive jobs where you're collecting data, transcribing data, and putting together basic visualizations and learning the organization from the ground up. Kind of like what business majors do. Tristan L. Botello, Associate Professor of Organizational Behavior at Yale School of Management, told Fortune, AI can do that quite well, and I've heard many managers say things like, we can reduce our entry-level headcount. The biggest disruption is likely among these low-level employees. That's another phrase to hold on to, boys and girls, particularly where work is predictable, tech-savvy, or more general. According to Handshake, a Gen Z focused career platform, entry-level job postings, particularly in corporate roles have dropped 15% year over year. At the same time, the number of employers referencing AI in job descriptions has surged 400% over the past 2 years. Well, that's because it's the buzzword. That's the fad thing to say. Gen Z graduates feel the squeeze. I bet you do. Nearly half the Gen Z job seekers in the U.S. say they believe artificial intelligence has made their degrees less valuable, according to a recent survey. Did they have value to begin with? Fresh graduates also face a tightening job market. The unemployment rate for recent college graduates has climbed to an estimated 6% in the 12 months leading up to May, significantly higher than in the national average, around 4%. Young workers in the tech sector are feeling some of the worst of the industry's slowdown. The unemployment rate for those ages 20 to 30 in the sector have jumped roughly 3% since the start of the year. According to Joseph, that's a lot, 3% in 1 year. According to Joseph Briggs, senior global economist at Goldman Sachs, this is a much larger increase than we've seen in tech sector more broadly or among other young workers, Briggs said on the Bank's Exchanges podcast this week. Cutting at the entry level may make sense for a company bottom line in the short term. However, organizations that squeeze hiring at the entry level too much could see the strategy backfire in the long term. I'm going to say it again. All large U.S. corporations are just going to become a logo that employ a corporate executive team in the United States, headquartered in Delaware, and all the work will be done by AI or overseas. More overseas than AI. That's it. That's it. And then they'll have stores here where you can buy if they're selling a physical thing. There's no U.S. corporate employers anymore. If a lot of firms are cutting at the entry level, there's a fear that they might actually miss out on the talent that's going to create their pipeline going forward. I'm impressed you think that far ahead, Joseph Briggs, sir. I'm impressed with you. You're very naive. You think corporate leaders look that far ahead in advance? You think they think that? That's Botello. I'm sorry, Botello. The job market is hitting a wall. The long-standing fears around AI eating away at entry-level jobs haven't been helped by recent labor statistics. The U.S. labor market shows signs of a serious slowdown in July, with weaker than expected job growth and downward revisions from previous months. Economists attributed the stall largely to business uncertainty driven by ongoing tariff changes under President. Oh my God. Enough with the tariffs already, which have made companies hesitant to invest or hire. In March, the unemployment rate for college-educated Americans ages 22 to 27 hit 5.8%, the highest level in 4 years, according to the Federal Reserve of New York. For some, the figure, which is well above the national average, served as confirmation that the AI jobs apocalypse is already upon us. However, the decline in entry-level positions is happening alongside the slowing U.S. economy, making it difficult to separate the effects of AI from larger market forces. For example, Oxford economists estimate that 85% of recent rise in unemployment is the result of new labor market entrants struggling to find jobs, not necessarily job eliminations across the board. AI driven or not, the U.S. economy is suffering from a generational squeeze, blah, 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 blah. All right, do I dare turn on the camera? If you go back and read through that article, entry-level jobs, redundant tasks, data entry, all this other stuff. if you look at that, that is what business majors do or did, right? At least with accountants, you got to talk to someone, figure out the tax situation before you strategize a tax strategy. Engineer, you got to be there. Tradesman, you do. Exactly what the fuck is the point and purpose of business major? And that I've had a question for, God, 20 odd years. Like, what does a business major do? All you do is it's logical, common sense decision. I'm not joking. Literally everyone right now, if you want, put business major. Say you got a degree in business. Don't say marketing. Don't say HR. Just say business. And you could read like a general business management book and you'd be fine. But if you want to worry about what AI is coming for, I think the threat of AI is overblown. I'm not too worried about it. But then again, I deal in a world where it's like, yeah, have a real good skill or a trade and save your money. So I wouldn't worry about AI taking most of my audience's job because my audience is smart enough to have a real job. But holy shit, you know who should be shitting their fucking polo boxer shorts pants? All you business major bros. This is going to be a huge blow to the frat bro, douche bro community. This is going to be a huge blow to the girl boss community. Because whereas there is one business major worthwhile, and that's called accounting, the rest of you, whether it's marketing or HR or general business or sales or heaven help you, entrepreneurship, you guys are completely replaceable by AI. Your jobs, if you have one, are completely replaceable by AI because your skill set it's no more talented or intelligent or skilled than another group of people that can be replaced by AI, and that's journalists. Journalists, especially of the leftist variety, it's a formula. They are formulaic. These are not intelligent thinking, independent-minded human beings. Write slop about how group aggrieved and it's other group people's fault and rationalize reason to take shit from other people. That's it. You could train AI on 50 years of articles written by formerly mainstream media people. And you can. I think The Guardian did replace a lot of their staff with AI. I think some of the titles, The Guardian got bought out by private equity. They said, we don't need these people. They're right. They don't. Games, media, journalism, that's gone. But political reasons aside from that as well, you do know you're not that bright. You do know a business degree is bullshit. And that whatever, and there are, dude, rarely did I ever have an employer that kept me occupied for 4 hours a day. There's so much waste and bloat. So much waste and bloat in corporate America to begin with. You don't need business majors. That's just bureaucracy. That's just bureaucratic inefficiency. You throw in all these unnecessary college degrees you required people to have to fill all these bullshit jobs, right? Let's be honest. All you corporations, you just have these bullshit jobs. You require a college degree. There is at least 2 generations of business majors who got in at these piss shit low-level entry jobs that aren't specialized or anything. Now they got 10 to 15 years experience. And yeah, you're all replaceable. What you do is no more complicated than a flowchart. That's why one of the ways to tell if you have a worthless degree is open up the textbook. And if it's just a bunch of words and flowcharts, but no math or formulas, you got a worthless degree. You need to get the fuck out. Like marketing, HR. If you ever hear Porter's 5 Forces, again, business degrees. And the same people who write Fortune and Inc. and the Wall Street Journal, boy, you guys love your MBAs. It's business. You love your business degrees. I'm not kidding. Yeah, a Harvard MBA could be replaced by AI. All MBAs could be replaced by AI. Now, not the network and the connections, because that's where the real value of an MBA comes in. It's whose dick did you have in your mouth at that point in time. That's how you get ahead, boys and girls. And I'm not even joking about that. But the knowledge, the process, the analyses that goes into an MBA degree, yeah, that can be done by AI. That can be done by a computer. And filing and faxing, we don't need you for that. We could hire interns for that. So yeah, I would not worry, right? Alex Patino, a truck driving Latino agent in the field. They've been saying trucks were going to be replaced, but truck drivers are going to be replaced by AI for how long now? 10 years? It's been about that long, right? It still hasn't happened. People have been saying accountants are going to be replaced by AI for 5 years. Chad's still turning away business. You know who is going to be replaced by AI? All you business majors, every single fucking one of you, because the degree, not only was it worthless beforehand, it's now totally replaceable now. Your jobs are totally replaceable. And so I don't know what you frat bros are going to do. I don't know. Maybe are you going to still do you're the big idea guy? You're going to get financing, bro? You're going to go start a venture capital group, bro? Yeah, that whole idea that you could go, and another reason I brought it up, I just looked up the data. Holy shit. If the data I looked at was correct, business majors make up half the fucking majors in college universities. I'm not going to try and stop you kids. Not going to try and stop you. I learned that with my generation. I tried to stop them and no one wanted to. I got called lots of names and people wanted to get me fired. Like my livelihood, my ability to make money was threatened. You kids, you go get your degrees in business. You go to the Carlson. Hey, don't go to any old regular shitty business college. Go to the shittiest business college possible. Go to the Carlson School of Management in Minnesota. Go do it. Go ahead, get an MBA. Oh, bro, got to get your MBA. Make sure you go to a good rank school, bro. Bro. And then let me know how it is being a teller at a bank. The Jaguar, MBAs can be replaced with chip. Dude, MBAs we already knew business degrees, MBA or not, were completely worthless, right? Now the compliant, low-level, white-collar work they do absolutely can be replaced by AI. That is a huge threat. That definitely can be. And so that's all I wanted. I will give AI credit in one thing. It can replace low-skill, low-intelligent, non-creative work. It can do that. Again, I'm not kidding. All you leftist journalists, it's the same shit. You're not impressive. All you writers. I mean, in a way, it can replace non-creative people, right? Oh my God, the Mandy Kalang. I hate white guys via Scooby Doo. Oh, okay. You guys have no value. Those are the I'm talking to business majors. It's not common sense, logic, which most people don't have, but it can be programmed onto an AI. Yeah, that can be replaced very easily, very quickly. Link below if you want a career that isn't going to fucking die. Consider becoming an accountant. I have a course called The World's Greatest Accounting Career. It goes over different ways to make a career in accounting. It does not teach you accounting. A 6-hour class does not teach you accounting. It teaches you how to get a real skill that people are probably going to want to pay for. And you can work remote and self-employed relatively easily. Not easily, not objectively easy. No, it's going to take work. But compared to being a finance bro. You got to use a certain type of toothpaste because of all the guys cum in your mouth because you suck the right dicks to get ahead. All right, we'll see you guys later, Toodles.